Ever thought about your skin as more than just an outer layer that wraps you up? It's time to flip that perception. Your skin is not merely a shell, a cover, or a superficial wrapping, but a complex, multifaceted organ with a myriad of functions. Think of your skin as a bustling metropolis, teeming with activity day and night. Each microscopic cell, each tiny pore, and each delicate hair follicle plays a crucial role in maintaining your body's harmony. In fact, the skin is the largest organ in the human body, accounting for around 16% of your total body weight. Now let's delve a bit deeper. Your skin is composed of 3 main layers. Imagine it as a triple-decker sandwich, each layer with its own unique characteristics and functions. The first layer is the epidermis, the outermost layer. It's the part of your skin you can see and touch. Its primary role is to act as a barrier, protecting you from environmental factors like bacteria, viruses, and harmful UV rays. Next we have the dermis, the middle layer. This is where the magic happens. The dermis houses a network of blood vessels, nerves, hair follicles, and sweat glands. It's responsible for sensations like touch and temperature, and it also plays a key role in the body's immune response. Finally, we have the hypodermis, the deepest layer. Tucked away under the dermis, the hypodermis is rich in fat and connective tissue. It acts as a cushion, protecting your internal organs from injury, and it also helps regulate your body temperature. So, there you have it. Your skin is not just an outer layer, but a dynamic, living organ with a variety of vital functions. It's a protective barrier, a sensory system, a temperature regulator, and so much more. So next time you look in the mirror, remember that's not just a pretty face staring back at you, it's an intricate system hard at work. The epidermis, the outermost layer of skin, acts as your body's vanguard, but how? It's not just a simple layer, it's a complex system of cells and tissues working together to keep your body safe. Let's dive into the details. The epidermis consists of 5 sublayers, each with a specific role. At the very surface, we have the stratum corneum, a protective layer of dead skin cells that shields our body from environmental hazards. These cells are constantly being shed and replaced by new ones from the layers beneath. Just beneath the stratum corneum is the stratum lucidum, a smooth, clear layer that helps to maintain skin elasticity. This layer is particularly prominent in areas of thick skin, like the soles of our feet and the palms of our hands. Next, we have the stratum granulosum, where cells begin to harden and die, forming the tough outer layer of skin. This layer also contains lipids, which help to waterproof our skin, preventing excessive water loss and keeping us hydrated. The stratum spinosum, the 4th layer, is where new skin cells are produced. These cells are pushed up towards the surface, replacing the cells that are shed from the stratum corneum. Lastly, we have the stratum basal. This is the deepest layer of the epidermis, where cells are actively dividing and pushing older cells towards the surface. It's also where melanocytes reside, the cells responsible for producing melanin, the pigment that gives our skin its color. So, the epidermis is not just a simple layer of skin. It's a protective shield that keeps harmful substances out, while also playing a role in maintaining hydration. It's a production factory, constantly creating new skin cells to replace the ones we lose. And it's a coloring book, producing melanin that determines the color of our skin. And all this happens without us even noticing. The epidermis is working day in and day out to keep us safe and healthy. So the epidermis is your body's first line of defense, constantly renewing itself, and even playing a part in your unique look. Beneath the epidermis lies the dermis, a layer you might not see, but you definitely couldn't do without. It's time to dive a little deeper into our skin structure and functionality, to a place where the real action happens. The dermis can be thought of as the support system for the epidermis, the outermost layer of our skin. It provides strength and elasticity to the skin through an intricate network of collagen and elastin fibers. Imagine the dermis as the sturdy scaffolding holding up a grand building, the epidermis. Without the solid structure of the dermis, our skin would sag and wrinkle much like a building without proper support. But the dermis isn't just about providing physical support. It's also where we find nerve endings that are responsible for our sense of touch. These nerve endings provide us with invaluable information about our surroundings. They alert us to the warmth of a summer breeze, the sharp sting of a pinprick, the softness of a kitten's fur. In essence, the dermis is our tactile connection to the world around us. The dermis also plays a vital role in regulating our body temperature. It's home to tiny structures called sweat glands and blood vessels that work together like a well-oiled machine. When we're hot, the sweat glands produce sweat to cool us down. The blood vessels in the dermis can expand to dissipate heat or contract to retain it, depending on the body's needs. This sophisticated system ensures we maintain a stable body temperature no matter the weather outside. So while the dermis may be hidden beneath the surface, its functions are far from insignificant. It's like the backstage crew in a theater production, working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that the performance on stage, or in this case, the condition of our epidermis, is flawless. Without the dermis, your skin would lack sensitivity and the ability to react to the environment around it. So, let's give a round of applause for the dermis, the unsung hero of our skin's structure. Deeper still, we find the hypodermis, a layer of skin that might be out of sight but should never be out of mind. This layer, also known as subcutaneous tissue, is the innermost layer of our skin, nestled beneath the dermis. It's a bit like the foundation of a house. It's not something you see every day, but it's absolutely vital to the structure and function of the building, or in this case, your body. The hypodermis is primarily composed of fat cells, or adipocytes. These adipocytes are not just idle bystanders in the complex system of our skin, they serve as a storage unit for energy. When you consume more energy than your body immediately needs, the excess is stored in these adipocytes. Then when you're burning the midnight oil or pushing through a tough workout, your body can tap into this energy reserve, ensuring you always have enough fuel to keep going. But the hypodermis isn't just a storage locker. It's also your body's built-in insulation. Think of it like the insulation in your home's walls, keeping the heat in during the winter and out during the summer. The fat in the hypodermis acts in much the same way, helping to regulate your body temperature and keep you comfortable no matter the weather outside. Lastly, the hypodermis also acts as a shock absorber. It's a bit like the padding on the gym floor, providing a cushion to protect your body from impact. When you bump into something or take a tumble, the fat in the hypodermis helps absorb the shock, protecting your organs and tissues from damage. So, the hypodermis, despite being hidden away, plays a crucial role in keeping you warm, cushioned, and energy stored. It's a remarkable testament to the complexity and ingenuity of our bodies, and a reminder that every layer, every cell, has a vital role to play in keeping us healthy and functioning at our best. When you put all these layers together, it's clear the skin is not just a cover but a complex and vital organ. It is a dynamic ecosystem, a sophisticated interface that connects us to the world and protects us from it. It's an organ of sensation, a shield, a storage unit, and a thermostat all rolled into one. Let's take a moment to review what we've discovered about our body's best friend, the skin. Firstly, it's our protective shield. It's our first line of defense against the external environment, warding off harmful bacteria, viruses, and other microscopic invaders. It's also our body's own personal weatherproofing, keeping us dry when it rains, and limiting our exposure to harmful UV radiation from the sun. Secondly, our skin is a support system. It's packed with nerve endings that allow us to experience touch, pressure, heat, cold, and pain. These sensations help us navigate and understand the world around us. Without this finely tuned sensory organ, we would be cut off from the physical realities we encounter every day. Next, our skin is a storage unit. It's where we store fat for insulation and energy, and water for hydration. It's where we produce vitamin D, a crucial nutrient that our bodies need to absorb calcium and promote bone growth. Lastly, our skin is a master of regulation. It helps maintain our body's temperature, releasing heat when we're hot, and conserving it when we're cold. It also manages our body's moisture levels, preventing dehydration and maintaining a balance between dryness and oiliness. To wrap it all up, our skin is a marvel of biological engineering. It's a multitasking powerhouse that works 24/7 to keep our bodies safe, comfortable, and running smoothly. It's more than just an outer layer, it's an essential part of who we are. So appreciate your skin. It's not just a blank canvas, it's a masterpiece of nature's design, working around the clock to keep you healthy and protected.